Hey, everybody, Thomas here. This place might look familiar. We're down here with Mr. Robert at Never a Dull Moment, him and Howard. This is their sharpening setup. They've got two of the 250s here. As you can see, we've done many a video of these back in the past and everything, and they continue to use these in their sharpening business. So lots of great stuff there. Got the peacocks up on top there. They're having a good old time trying to stay warm in this cold weather that's flowing down here to Mississippi when we came down here to bring it down. You can see they got a load of blades out here, as always. They got their cool wall with lots of pitchforks. If you don't know this about Mr. Robert, he absolutely loves pitchforks. He's got a 2-prong, a 3-prong, a 4-prong, plenty of 5, 6, a lot more numbers. He's got quite a few. Really cool. Got a great channel. Also in here, this is their new toy. He's got to learn how to use this because we have the same thing up here and up in Tennessee. This is the BMT 200/250. Now I've got the 200, which is the hand crank, and that's what this one was right here too. But he also has the electric motor to go with it. If you come over here, see the kids are just having a blast in here too. His old setting room, and this is where he's actually got the electric motor. So if you have the 200, the BMT 200, you can also buy the electric motor kit to put on there. So that's a pretty cool ad right there, and really anxious to see how he gets it all set up. But yeah, it's been great catching up and seeing our old friends and everything. The kids are having a great old time, you know, coming out here and seeing all the animals and whatnot. But we're gonna get Mr. Robert out here in just a second. He's having to make a little errand over there. But no, great times, a lot of memories in this old barn here. Here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Robert, wearing his coveralls, overalls.
It's colder than a well diggers, you know what, and you know where.
But no, the kids are having a blast up here. It's great seeing everybody again. We kind of did a little walk through the shop and everything. How many blades are you doing a week right now, you think?
Well, my son Howard is the one that's taking the load right now. I've got a situation with my mother not doing very well, and he's been doing a really great job. And he's probably done 100, maybe 120 this week.
Yeah.
And we probably have another 100 or so in there, 150.
That's good.
Staying busy.
That's good. Like I said in the video, I'm really anxious to see you set that setter up, because then you can help us fine tune our setter. Yeah. We've used ours a little bit, but.
Yeah, are you videoing that?
I am videoing that.
I've just got a new Wood Miser dual tooth setter, and I got the motor and all to set it up, make it automatic. So I'm wanting to do that. I've been using a Cook's dual tooth for years and years and years, and I like it. It's a good piece of equipment. However, you got this motion. You got to go up, down, and back and forth like this all the time. It's kind of like doing that, but after you've done several thousand, it's a piece of cake. Mm-hmm. But my shoulder bothered me a little bit, and I bought this Wood Miser. I did use the cat claw sharpener from Cook's for years.
You did that since the late 90s.
Job. It's a good piece of equipment. But I will say that the BMS 250 Wood Miser is a far superior machine.
Oh yeah.
It does a consistent job because it uses a CBN wheel and nothing changes from tooth to tooth to tooth. And anybody that knows what a grinding rock does, which is used on the Cook's cat claw sharpener, you have to grind it to the contour of the profile of the blade. And as it goes around the blade, especially if you're sharpening a really long blade, 180 inches or more, that grinding wheel will wear down a little bit. So the first tooth you sharpen won't be exactly like the last tooth you sharpened, but it's close. It's close enough that you can't really tell it whenever you're sawing lumber.
She's running for their money. Tommy, go stopper.
My dogs don't usually mess with my chickens, but they're a little excited today with them.
I can't imagine why.
Hey!
Always, never a dull moment on the farm.
Never a dull moment. There's always something going on around the farm. We like it around here. You
Well,
don't like what's happening right now?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
kind of like working for the federal government. If you don't like what's happening now, wait 5 minutes. It'll change.
there you go. So we were talking earlier. You want to show me that mineral oil you're getting?
Yes, I will.
Yeah, this
We'll
is
walk in
pretty
the shop
interesting. So anyone who's running this wood miser sharpener and everything, you'll know that you go through a lot of oil. And Robert and I were talking about, well, the wood miser oil is quite expensive, but you found a
here. I found a
workaround.
I'll tell you what I did. Let's go back here and talk about this oil just a minute. There's some light in here.
Mm-hmm. Whew, that's a pile of shavings there.
This, that's full of shavings.
Oh my goodness.
And
That's a lot.
and that, go up there to that other 5-gallon bucket up there. It's full.
Yeah, it is.
That's just a little oil on the top, but those shavings are to right there. It's
My
full.
goodness, that's a lot of shavings.
And that's just since we've been sharpening. Now, these BMS 250s, superfine machine. It uses this oil in here. This oil lubricates your wheel, puts it on your blade, keeps everything lubricated and cool. You don't burn the tips of your teeth whenever you're sharpening. However, this oil, if you buy it from Wood Miser,
It's quite spendy.
comes in these buckets, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4. There's another bucket here somewhere. I bought 5 buckets of this. The first bucket I bought was like $115. Then it went to it's like 130. I think 25 or $135 for 5 gallons of this now.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes having it shipped to you. That's the price, but it's pretty expensive. So what I did is I talked to someone who had been running these machines. They said, "Hey, we don't use that Wood Miser oil anymore. We go to Tractor Supply and we buy thin weight hydraulic oil."
Yep.
Tractor
Just the cheapest stuff you can find there.
So what you want to do in these machines, and I heard this from Wood Miser, from some of their representatives up there. Naturally, they want you to use their product, and I don't blame them for that. And their product is a good product. It's a little smelly, but it works great. But whatever you put in here, you want to make sure it has a low, very low flash point,
Gotcha.
because you've got sparks coming in here, and you don't want something in here that's going to catch on fire.
Mm-hmm.
This does not catch on fire. We've run it for thousands of blades, and we've never had a problem. However, if you have someone who works for a power company, these big transformers on these power poles out here are full of mineral oil. And what Wood Miser oil is mineral oil.
Mm-hmm.
So these transformers are full of mineral oil, and whenever they go bad, they take them down, they drain that oil out of there. And if you look right around here, all these containers right here are full of mineral oil. And let's see. They're all in different kind of containers because this is what my buddy had. And
Is it clean?
yeah.
Oh yeah, sure is.
It's a clean oil. Let me see if I can find something to put some of this. Here, I'm gonna pour a little bit in this cup, and you can see it. As I pour this, you can kind of see what it looks like.
Oh yeah.
It's a clean oil.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate enough that I have a sawmill customer. I sharpened his blades for him, and he works for the power company. And he said, "Hey, I can get you some of that." So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 5-gallon containers, and I've already dumped a couple of these in there. So.
And you were saying the other day, or just earlier, you don't completely replace. You clean the magnet and you just refill it up.
I never drain my oil out and replace it. I keep it clean. I take every day when we get through with a shift, We take the magnets out. We run it all around in there. We get all the filings out there. You don't get it. You never get it all out,
Yeah.
but you get it where 95% of it is out of there. And then we just, as our oil, as you sharpen a saw blade, you can lose a little bit to the atmosphere, and there's always a certain amount that stays on the blades. That's great. Keeps your blades from rusting. Keeps them, because some of my customers, they may sharpen this month, they may not sharpen for a couple of months, and they hang their blades up. They're coated with oil, and it keeps them from rusting. That's a good deal. But when it does that, you lose a little bit of oil out of your machines, and periodically you have to add a little bit. And as much as we do, we add a little bit weekly.
Yeah. And then, are you still putting your magnets in plastic bags or whatnot, or?
No, I don't do that anymore. I use some. I got some gloves I put on my hands, and I get nasty. I just get nasty.
Oh, that's funny.
Your blades, these plastic totes right here, they're not totes. They're just feed supplement for cattle. A supplement comes in this,
And that's a perfect size. So anyone, if you got cows in your area, you probably can get these from farmers. Next to nothing or free.
That's right. They'll probably give them to you just to get them out of the way.
I mean, you can see a coiled up blade, a standard blade between anywhere from 10 to 15 foot fits perfectly in there. Heck, you can probably even go bigger, but that's
right.
These are like perfect size.
And I come down here and show them this. I have 50 blades right here that we've done for a guy.
Yeah.
All them down on the ground there.
Yep.
All those are ready.
Yeah. Always sharpening. And, whew, those look nice and shiny. But yeah, he still has his old school. Many people have seen this, and a lot of people have built this based on videos we've done with you for cleaning the blades and everything. That thing that's how many miles that gone?
Let me tell you about this. If I had a dollar bill for every revolution that this motor has made, I'd make Elon Musk look like a pauper.
That has been to the moon and back, probably.
Probably not make him look like a pauper, but that's a 1 horsepower motor, and if you're gonna build one of these, a 1/2 horsepower would do the job. But this 1 horsepower, whenever I put a new one of these trays on there, and I do that quite often when we drag them through there, it kind of wears out a little bit, and then we replace our. That's 2 6-inch wire brush sandwiched together.
Yep.
And I just bought this little extension, this little sleeve, and put on there, and it works great. Whenever I drag a blade through there, I keep it pretty tight. I put some little shims under here. As it wears down a little bit, I loosen my screws up, put me a little shim under there, raise it up, keep my wire brushes tight against my blade, and that rust will just fly off of there.
And one of the things I didn't have an electric motor sitting like this just around everything. I used an angle grinder, and on one side I did the same thing, made like a little tray, and that's what I used to do my blades. So there's a lot of different motor applications you can use, but again, a must-have if you want to clean the gunk off a blade. If you've ever cut, your oaks and stuff like that, you get buildup on the outside of the blade, which is kind of weird. But if you're cutting like your pine and stuff like that, you get that buildup of sap and stuff like that on the inside of the blade. But great tool, also knocks off the rust, and you soak his stuff. You still soak it in your vinegar.
If I get a blade that's just, as my daddy would say, that's pretty cankered. That means it's rusty bad. Sawyers, keep your blades up, do maintenance on them whenever you take them off. While it's on your sawmill, run it a little bit, put a little, whatever your lubricant is. Diesel fuel is my preference. I wouldn't use anything but that. Just run it a little bit, clean your blade off. That puts a little bit of lubricant on there also. Hang it up. And then whenever you do go to get it sharpened, refurbished, it's in pretty good condition. However, we get some blades in here that's just been laying out there, and they're terrible shape.
Yeah, mistreated.
So what I do, I have this, I have one of these tubs around here, and it's right here, and inside this tub, this is gonna look kind of nasty when I raise that up, but that is full of vinegar, 5% vinegar that I buy at the local Dollar General.
And it's strong. It's a strong smell.
You smell it? You smell
The first time we opened that up, we're like, "What in the hell?" It was a nasty. It looked like something was going to come out and bite us.
Bull constrictor laying up in there. But you put it in there for like we come out here this morning. We put 8 or 10 blades in there. And this afternoon we take them out, go out here and rinse them off with a water hose. That deactivates the vinegar. Vinegar is just a mild acid.
Yep.
It deactivate that. We run them through there, and it looks like it don't get bright and shiny like a new blade, but it's slick and clean, just like a blade ought to be.
Yep. So we're not going to spend a ton of time because Robert and I, we're actually going to visit and everything, but I wanted to do this little video where we get to show his equipment and everything, but also I got to do another plug for Mr. Robert. Now, he hadn't done a video in a while, but if you check out right here, Never a Dull Moment, that is their YouTube channel. Him and his son, they do a lot of sharpening videos. They do just talking, jabber John, like Robert likes to do and everything, but it's all good stuff. So yeah, please check out Never a Dull Moment with Robert. He hasn't done a video in a while, but he's going to get out there and do some more. He's got some folks here in the area since I've left. They've got some quite large sawmill operations. Rusty Rawls is one. You're going to get out there at some point and do a video over there. And also, there's just a lot of folks down here on the Gulf Coast who run sawmills, and there's a lot of people who he sharpens blades for us, and you've got a story about everything, as we all know, and that's awesome.
I would like to say just one little thing. I had a good sawmill customer, become a good friend of mine, who runs a big Baker sawmill. A couple of months ago, he had a stroke, and I'd just like to say, I hope things are going well.
Yep.
And God bless you.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Kevin Enterton is his name.
Okay. Well, we'll keep him in our prayers. But again, we appreciate everything you do, Mr. Robert. We love coming down here, and I hope y'all enjoyed this quick little video and everything. But we got to kind of show, you know, what's happening here in the future, what's been going on the farm and everything. I hope he's got something else he wants me to see. But I mean, I love coming down here to Mr. Robert's place. It's always awesome. I mean, who else has this thing running? No, I'm just kidding. It's a big old planer the Indians built, probably. Woo!
This is not throwaway stuff. This is whenever blades come in, we clean them and we inspect them. We find something bad with them, like this blade right here. You can see this
crack in it. Big old crack in it.
Big old crack in it. There's no point in fooling with that. That'd just break in your log and you'd have to dig it out. But all these blades are bad.
Yeah, look at the teeth gone on that one there.
Yeah, they're just gone. They're just gone.
Oh my goodness, that's like half the teeth are gone on that blade.
Yeah,
trying to get you to sharpen that.
Nah. Well, if I sharpened that blade back up to where it had points on it,
all
the hardness would be gone.
That's exactly right. All right, folks. Well, hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you around. Mr. Robert, keep doing great things.
Thanks a lot. My buddy Thomas is here. He's like another son to me.
All right, we'll see you.
Love
Thanks.
Thomas.